I'm standing in the night alone forever. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Christian Hannah Horror here with my Elvira shirt on today and my thorn tattoo, as somebody's finally noticed, and my Halloween tattoo. I don't know if I've ever showed that. Okay, so 1985. Oh goodness, this is the hardest year so far. I sell these to y'all like these are like everyone's the toughest one. I'm such a good seller, but truthfully and honestly, this was the hardest one, and you guys are definitely going to be shocked. Before I get started, I want you guys to know when I make this list, I put so many things into account. It's not just which movie I enjoy the best. I don't just, if I enjoy it, that doesn't necessarily mean I think it's the best made one out of the bunch. So I put a lot of factors into this, and let's get started. What the heck? Number 5 is A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddys Revenge. It's no secret, guys, that I love Freddys Revenge. I mean, I just got my new bust. I got my, my beta tapes. I don't even have a beta player, so why do I have that? But the point is, I think Freddys Revenge is the scariest, most horrifying portrayal of Freddy Krueger in the series. Point blank, period. He's horrifying. He's not pepperoni spots. He's just full on burnt, and he's got the witch nose, and let's see if I got there's my Freddy nose right there. I got my Freddy nose. And he's like, we got special work to do here. It's great. That was horrible, but it's a great persona of Freddy, and the scariest. I remember this is the first Nightmare on Elm Street movie I've ever seen. It scared the crap out of me, and I love it. I love the odd nuances about the film, and it's not a very well-made film in terms of production. Obviously, it's just not. But you got a great, interesting story with the character of Jesse in that. So obviously, Nightmare on Elm Street makes my list because I just think it's such a unique film. All right, here we go, guys. Like I said, this was tough. Coming at number 4 is Fright Night. That's right, the best vampire movie ever made, in my opinion. I love Fright Night. I say best ever. Maybe the original Bram Stoker Dracula is the best or whatever. But no, you know what? To hell with it. Fright Night, I think, is just the best vampire movie ever. Because it's almost like a creature feature, too, because you get some crazy stuff. I think he turns into a bat at one point, but like this like monster bat, and he's all flailing around. It's pretty creepy. Great stuff in Fright Night. I love the vampire slayer. I forgot the old guy's name in the movie, but Victor something maybe. I forget, but it's been about 2 or 3 weeks since I've seen it. I should remember it, but I don't. But Fright Night is awesome. I've said this before. There's a movie called Disturbia. All they did was make him a murderer instead of a vampire, and it's the same movie. Shia LaBeouf. Just do it. But whatever. I still like Disturbia. Off topic. So Fright Night is awesome. It makes my list. Okay, these top 3 were the toughest decisions I've had to make. Coming in at number 3 is H.P. Lovecraft's ReAnimator. ReAnimator, one of the most unique zombie movies, and I'll call it a zombie movie. One of the most unique movies, period. You've got the great character of Herbert West, this young doctor trainee who's coming to America from being from this out of country college, where the movie has a great opening with one of the best lines in a 80s horror movie ever. You killed him. No, I gave him life. And then the movie starts, and then you've got Bernard. It wasn't Bernard Herrmann. It was Richard Band. The theme of ReAnimator is a play on Bernard Herrmann, I think is his name. Excuse me if I get it right. The guy who did the original Psycho score. That the ReAnimator theme is pretty much a tribute to that. So great stuff. ReAnimator is one of the best, guys. ReAnimator, it's so awesome. Okay, are you guys ready for my top 2? Here we go. I'm about to shock everybody. Number 2, Return of the Living Dead. It's not number 1. Maybe some of you guys can tell what my number 1 is going to be at this point, but let's just talk about ReAnimator. Let's talk about Return of the Living Dead. Return of the Living Dead is my favorite zombie movie ever made, and I think it's one of the best. In my opinion, it's definitely my favorite without a doubt. I love the character of Tarman. If you may be able to see him, I've got the lighting kind of low. for dramatic effect. But I've got, you got the character of Tarman. You've got this great little story about these punk rockers, these misfits. And I relate to that because I am a misfit, guys. That's what I am. I'm a punk. I'm a misfit. I'm just that kind of person. But the music, it's just got everything going against it to be like a big film. And it's not, but it is at the same time. Return of the Living Dead is like Americana, all the brains and stuff, that was from Return of the Living Dead. Zombies never ate brains before Return of the Living Dead, and that's what everybody says, brains. So Return of the Living Dead is so in Americana. It's so great. Do you want to party? 45 Grave. Every horror fan knows that song. So it's just awesome, guys. Return of the Living Dead, one of the best movies ever made. I love it to death. Here we go, guys. Number 1. And rest in peace, George Romero's Day of the Dead, my absolute favorite of the Dead series that he did. I love it more than Night. I love it more than Dawn. Day of the Dead. When I was making this list, Day of the Dead started at number 3, and I just kept thinking about it. Then it got to number 2. Then I kept thinking about it even more, and I put it at 1. And the reason I have Day of the Dead at number 1 over Return of the Living Dead, because let's be honest, you guys probably all thought Return of the Living Dead was going to be number 1, and so did I. Day of the Dead is a movie that when I watch it, I just take away so much from it, and that's George Romero. George always gives you guys lessons in his movies, whether you realize it or not. Day of the Dead is about trusting each other, and that's one of the most important things in this world today. I don't want to get political. I don't want to talk about none of that, but trusting each other, guys, it's so important. I trust my family. I trust my friends with everything, and I've got their trust. And it's a lesson and a quality about people that is so important. And you really get to see what happens when people don't trust one another and don't have the respect for one another in a movie like Day of the Dead, because it's all out war and people get ugly when they get scared, And that's George Romero. He just has a uncanny ability to just really make you think, like, when you watch his movies. It's not just so much being entertained. He gets you to think. And Day of the Dead, the soundtrack is so underrated in Day of the Dead. It's not even funny. I love the soundtrack. But, guys, Day of the Dead, one of the greatest movies in the 80s. Absolutely. So that's my top 5 list, and I've got some honorable mentions. Went back and forth with this. A New Beginning, Friday the 13th, Part 5. Absolutely love A New Beginning. But 85 was stacked. I think you guys would agree. 85 was a stacked year. You've also got movies like The Stuff. You got movies like Life Force. You got movies like Cat's Eyes. 85, guys. So many great movies. I know you guys will supply more. As always, please tell me your list. This is why I do this. Can't wait to see your guys' number 1 from 85, because there's arguably 4 or 5 movies. Basically, my top 5 list could be any one of y'all's number 1. Any one of that number in my top 5 list could be somebody's number 1, and I would totally get it. But that's Christian Hanna Horror. 86 is coming. I'm going to pick up the Halloween Steelbook Blu-ray tomorrow, so that's going to be fun. I may vlog that. Let me know if you guys want me to vlog that. There it is, guys. 85. Give me your lists. Can't wait to talk to you guys about it in the comment section below. We'll see y'all next time.